Confidence. You either have it or you don't. Wrong! Confidence is something that you can learn. It's a skill that you can develop. Whether you want to be more confident generally, or whether, like in this lesson, you want to be able to speak English or indeed a foreign language more confidently. Confidence seems to be elusive to many people, meaning hard to find or get, but it's totally possible. Now, in today's lesson, I'm going to explain to you 5 ways I think you can build your confidence when speaking a foreign language. Now, I'm coming at this from 2 perspectives. First, as a teacher, one of my main jobs is to make sure that my students feel confident when they speak, and that really I'm not just teaching them the language, but I'm giving them a voice in a foreign language. I want them to share their opinions, to disagree with other people, even if it is me sometimes. But confidence when you are in a work environment, when you are at university, when you are in a social environment is vital if you want to be able to communicate the way you feel, the way you think, and really enjoy the language that you have learned. Secondly, I want to share some of the strategies that I use when speaking Italian. Now, it's highly unlikely I'm as good an Italian speaker as you are English. I really need to study more to be able to achieve that. However, I can speak a little Italian, and as I'm frequently visiting Italy, I do have to speak it. So I understand how scary, how daunting it can be when you're in a foreign country and you have to order a glass of wine or buy a ticket for the train. It's scary, and like you, I really feel that I lack confidence sometimes, meaning I don't have enough confidence. So these 5 strategies are there to try and help you build your confidence when you speak in English or any other foreign language you might speak. And perhaps you can share in the comments box below some of the strategies you use to build your confidence when you're speaking English. You can share it with the other subscribers here on this channel. This is a great way to share your ideas and strategies and help other English language learners build their confidence. So, are you ready? Okay, number 1. Now, I think that you can fake being confident until you actually feel confident. Sometimes simply changing your body posture, sitting up straight, head up high, rather than slouching and making yourself small, can help you build your confidence. As well as simply pretending, acting. Eventually, you'll convince your brain that you are really confident, and other people will probably respond to you in a more positive way because they'll view you as being confident. Now, there are some studies that suggest this is actually possible, scientifically possible, to change the brain chemistry in your mind to make you feel more confident and then ultimately be more confident. The Amy Cuddy talk on faking it till you are it is a great example of how if you behave in a confident way, then eventually you will really be confident. So fake it, pretend you're confident, act confident, hold yourself in a confident manner, and eventually you will become it. Okay, number 2, and I think this is vital in any situation. You are going to make mistakes, whether they are pronunciation, whether they are grammatical, whether you actually get what you're talking about wrong and you misunderstand something. You are going to make mistakes no matter what you do. Now, worrying about these mistakes before they happen, stressing about them during, it's pointless. It's not going to help the situation. And actually, you're not the only one. When it comes to speaking Italian, I obviously make a lot of mistakes, including pronunciation. And a word that I actually mispronounced, which actually turned out to be very funny in Italian, was golosona. Golosona. Now, in Italy, I am considered to be a golosona, which is basically a girl that likes lots of food. I am a foodie. However, I said gorgonzola, which obviously means cheese. And this was really funny and something that I was able to laugh about, so much so that I still call myself Gorgonzola. So, mistakes will happen and they are not to be stressed over. If you accept this, if you realize this and continue talking even when you've made a mistake, then what's the problem? Okay, number 3, chunk it. Now, I think this is a particularly helpful tip because if you are a lower level language learner, whatever language that might be, learning some fixed expressions and phrases means that you're not really getting worried about the grammar of the expressions. So in my case, I've obviously learned to chunk some very important fixed expressions when I go to Italy. Posso avere un bicchiere di vino rosso? And you can do the same. Having a few fixed expressions that you are confident in saying will help you when it comes to speaking more of the same language. And of course, learning those really important phrases like can I have when you go to a foreign country means that you can actually get by and survive in that language. Being able to ask for a glass of wine seems pretty essential to me when visiting Italy. Now, number 4, I think that this is a really useful hack even. It's a trick that I think could help build your confidence. Something I do is read out loud. I don't just read silently, which you should be doing anyway when you are learning a foreign language, but I will actually read something out loud, not worrying even about the words and the new vocabulary that I don't understand, purely as a pronunciation exercise to develop those muscles that need to produce those strange sounds that come with a foreign language. So in my case, I'm obviously not going to read out loud an English paper, but as I'm learning Italian, I've gone online, I found an Italian newspaper, La Stampa, and I'm just going to have a look. What news? Okay, there's something about Korea and Donald Trump. Okay, let's have a look. So let's just go straight into it. So I'm sure Italians, you can tell me what my pronunciation is like. You can tell me which words I'm getting wrong. But the point is I'm practicing. By doing this, you start to recognize the sounds as well in English or Italian. So this really will help you build your confidence when you speak. Okay, let's have a go. Il leader della Korea, Italians help me, del Nord, North Korea, Kim Jong-un, ha espresso la sua ferma volontà di incontrare il presidente americano Donald Trump. This is a hard word. I'll try it. Italians tell me if I've got it wrong. Riferisce, it's a c'è. C and E is c'è in Italian, isn't it? So riferisce l'agenzia ufficiale nordcoreana che dopo il contro e sorpresa di sabato tra Kim e il presidente sudcoreano. Okay, basta. So you get the idea. Now, this does take practice. You might want to do it on your own. You might want to try and get a friend to help correct your pronunciation. My boyfriend's Italian, so sometimes I will read to him in Italian and he'll read to me in English to help each other with our pronunciation. But it really does work and it will help you correct your pronunciation, build your confidence, and recognize those difficult sounds in other languages. Finally, number 5, and it really is an obvious one, but you really have to do it. Immersion. Immerse yourself in the language that you are learning. Whether it is changing your Facebook page so that the language you are learning is now the language on your Facebook page. So in my case, I should change it to Italian. In yours, it might be English. So all the words that start coming up in that language. Now, of course, with the internet, there is no excuse. There are newspapers, there are songs, there are YouTube teachers that you can find in the language that you are learning. I even subscribe to a few Italian teachers on YouTube. Listening to music, watching television with the subtitles or without, depending on your level, you might want subtitles to help you. Either way, surrounding yourself with the language means that your ears become accustomed, you'll be paying attention to the pronunciation features of the words of the language, and you really will begin to build your confidence. Okay, now those were only 5 of my tips that I use as a teacher and as a language learner, but I'm sure you guys have got many more and maybe even some that are better. So make sure that you share your tips with other language learners on the channel, and you might even be helping me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this lesson if you found it helpful.